Welcome, welcome. Reading the Bible with Loke. Appreciate you. God appreciate you. Um, just don't. You're not trying to build a relationship with a small God. He's serious. He's big. He wants. as ain't no smoke he can't handle. I say that because I was reading Luke earlier, and he raising people for the dead, so your finances ain't nothing. Your child acting up in school ain't nothing. Your car ain't nothing. Your cars ain't nothing. Your house ain't nothing. Your apartment ain't nothing. That's light work. Take it to him. Man, that's my rando for today. Isaiah 9. Let's get it. But there will be no more gloom for her who was in anguish. Come on, man. That is a big. By way of the sea on the other side of Jordan. Now, let me read all that. For with judgment comes promise of salvation. In the earlier times, he treated the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali with contempt, but later on, he will make them honored by the presence of Messiah. Isaiah 9, we are in the Amplified Bible. I'm reading it online because it's easier. The people who walk in spiritual darkness will see a great light. Those who live in the dark land, the light will shine on them. Yo, I almost said yo. I did say yo. You, O God, will increase the nation. You will multiply their joy. They will rejoice before you, like the joy and jubilation of the harvest, as men rejoice when they divide the spoil. For you will break the yoke of Israel's burden and the staff on their shoulders, the rod of the oppressor as the battle of Midian. My bad, I'm a little distracted. They tearing up the road and everything else, trying to put this new fiber optic cable in the neighborhood. For every boot of the matching warrior in the battle, tumult. I know it's tumultuous, and every soldier's garment rolled in blood will be used for burning, fuel for the fire. For to us a child shall be born, to us a son shall be given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. It's just the term government, kind of just, fireworks going off. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Wonderful Counselor. I'm going to write that down because I don't really hear that a whole lot. And I don't know why I can't use it in my prayers. Wonderful Counselor. You feel me? There shall be no end to the increase of his government and of peace. He shall rule on the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it and to uphold it with justice and righteousness from that time forward and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will accomplish this. The Lord sends a word, where I was reading that from earlier in Luke, like Luke 6, Luke 7, where they taking a dude out of the mother's crying, the son's dead, they're taking him out on I imagine like a stretcher, out of the house, and Jesus saw her weeping so much. But yeah, he was already dead on that stretcher. But yeah, that's where I got it. Luke 6 or 7, maybe 8. I want to say 6 or 7 though. Try that. The Lord sends a word against Jacob, and it falls on Israel, the 10 northern tribes, the king of Ephraim. And all the people know it. Ephraim and the inhabitants of Samaria, who say in pride and arrogance of heart, the bricks have fallen down, but we rebuild all the better with ashlar, huge stones. The sycamores have been cut down, but we will replace them with expensive cedars. Therefore the Lord raises against Ephraim adversaries from Rezin and spurs their enemies on. The Armenians, I'm guessing, I don't know, you might say it different, on the east, and the Philistines on the west, and they devour Israel with gaping jaws. In spite of all this, God's anger does not turn away, but his hand is still stretched out in judgment. Yet the people do not turn back and repent, nor do they seek the Lord. Therefore the Lord cuts off the head and tail, the highest and the lowest from Israel, both high palm and the low, in one day. The elderly and honorable man, he is the head. And the prophet who lies, who teaches lies. Ooh. It didn't say tell, it says teaches. And the prophet who teaches lies, he is the tail. For those who lead this people are causing them to go astray, and those who are led astray by them are swallowed up. Therefore, the Lord does not rejoice over their young men, nor does he have compassion on their fatherless or their widows. For every one of them is godless and an evildoer, and every mouth is speaking foolishness. In spite of all this, God's anger does not turn away, but his hand is still stretched out in judgment. For wickedness burns like a fire. It consumes briars and thorns. It even sets the forest thickets ablaze. And it swirls upward in a column of smoke. By the wrath of the Lord of hosts, the land is burned up, and the people are like fuel for the fire. No man spares his brother. They slice off in discord what is on the right hand, but are still hungry, and they eat what is on the left hand, but they are not satisfied. One more time. They slice off what is on the right hand, but are still hungry, and they eat what is on the left hand, but they are not satisfied. Each eats the flesh of his own arm. Gross. The tribe of Manasseh devours Ephraim, Manasseh, and together they are against Judah, the southern kingdom, the house of David. In spite of all this, God's anger does not turn away, but his hand is still stretched out in judgment. You trying to spit bars here? Some more. How many more? But his hand is still stretched out in judgment. One. Just one more. Okay, we'll say that for next time. Till next time, reading the Bible with Loke. Chip away. I think the last one before I was saying one small thing. Continue to chip away, whatever it is you're working on. Whether it's continue working on yourself. All right.